Okay, we are recording it Monday morning. We are doing a business builder call, Monday Mastery, and we just been sharing a few wins. And Patty had said she's already got 5 new customers, and she said she had a lot of no's, and she said that was a good thing. Patty, why is that a good thing?
Well, because we just go through people, and I actually don't like to say it's a no, it's a not yet, but it just means I'm touching people's lives, I'm reaching out, and when they're ready. And a gal that I just got today was a customer from 3 years ago, and they had moved and had a lot of things and just going around. So it's always good to revisit people.
And I think also you staying in contact really has them remember you, Patty, and gives the option of if something changes, just the connection. If something were to change, maybe now's the time to say yes. And Heidi shared real quickly that because she had been doing good customer care with people, and some people that had met her at a booth, because she was doing good customer care that their rep hadn't around the Tower Garden, she's creating relationships that, of course, got some orders, but might turn into perhaps some Juice Plus orders or something different because they had no connection with their previous rep who did no customer care. So good customer care is absolutely essential. So I love that we covered those things. And I'm sorry that I didn't have it on record for Patty and Heidi, because it's always better to hear it from their voices than mine. So, but today we're going to do the skill number 7, which is promoting for events. And by the way, how could good customer care fit into promoting for events? Anybody?
It lets even your customers know, like, things that are coming up, or people that you would like to look at the information. That constantly puts them kind of in front of you and your products. And it takes, 7 to 12 connections usually before someone says yes. So each one of those reach outs is basically an exposure.
Yeah, so good customer care could be turning a customer into a rep. You never know with the exposures, but using the excuse of we have this amazing event to come up to create more relationship with your customers. So actually, when you know an event is coming up, how many of you, by the way, for example, and I am certainly guilty of this, even on this call, I always think on Monday morning, man, I should have promoted more for this call on last Wednesday. I should have done a Vox. I should have done a live video, something reminding people how great this call is. And so I'm constantly reminding myself to recommit to promoting events. It's like a recommitment. So what if you took a look at what was coming up in the next 2 weeks? And if you go to the Turn Up the Heat Facebook group, you'll see a poster at the top in announcements. And remember, if you click on See All, where it says announcements, you'll see other flyers of things coming up. And I think people forget that. They just see the first announcement and they don't realize all that's below it. Somebody asked me for something today and I said, oh, it's in the announcements. And she'd forgotten. It's so easy to do that the announcements are hidden. They're like pages behind pages. So, but in the first announcement, it says what events are coming up for the Heat team this week. It's the first announcement up there. So you can take a look at those announcements and find out. But for example, there are other events coming up that you might see that another team is doing, or you might see on a Vox or chat and you think, oh, that's 2 weeks from now. Put your list together today for what you see coming up in 2 weeks and invite people to that event as well. If you can stay about 2 weeks ahead to all events, I can guarantee you that your business will start growing quicker if you're promoting for those events. And so,
Nikki, this is Heidi. I have another thought about events and inviting our customers and what that does. And one thing is, we all need more education, right? And education builds beliefs. So every time we invite a customer to an event, whether that be, live like we used to have them, or on Zoom, it's building their beliefs so that they are going to continue to be excellent customers, raving fans, and then potentially team members.
Absolutely. There's never a downside to inviting, ever, because it's just another exposure that you're still there. I can remember bumping into somebody, a couple of years after I'd met them, not a customer and not necessarily a prospect, but somebody I knew distantly from business. And they said, are you still doing that thing? I said, that thing, that juice thing that you used to do? I'd say, yeah, that juice thing has put my kids through college, has brought us incredible vacations. That little juice thing turned out to be not just a little thing. So them seeing you there years later, that gives something validation as well. Now, I'm gonna do this part very quickly because we don't know when we're gonna do this again. But the biggest event that we can possibly have is destination events, which hopefully we're gonna be able to go to in October. So why do you think a destination event is so important? What happens at a destination event where everybody goes, stays for 3 days versus any other kind of event? Something in your backyard, something at your home. We're gonna get back to that normal someday.
It immerses people into our culture and our company and the excitement, and they just really feel the energy of everything. So it's like this really huge exposure that goes on. And
you know, Leslie, when I think about immersing into something, I don't know how many of you are exercising at home with online programs. I am. I'm doing yoga that way, and I'm doing some workouts that way. But I notice that in the middle of whatever it is, whether it's yoga or a workout, I kind of stop and I find myself engaged in something else, because you can put it on pause and come back. And I know the flow is different. I know the energy is different. And I still find myself doing that. So being away where you can't put a pause on the event, that you're really there, I think that's why, by the way, tuning into our live calls on Tuesday night, if you can, if you're not specifically working. There are some people that, just could not, that's when they were teaching their yoga class. That's not necessarily true now. But if you can tune in live, rather than relying on the recording one, I'm going to guarantee that you're going to listen better and that you're going to be more present than you will on the recorded one. Now, I have to tell you what I love about the recorded ones is if you are the person that cannot get onto a Tuesday night call for whatever reason, that you can then, listen to it while you're driving to work, listen to it while you're going someplace. Right now, we're not driving too many places, but you get the idea here. So what else, why else would it be nice to be at a live event, whether it is going to be our conference or live on Voxer, on Zoom? What else?
Nikki,
Yeah.
Nikki, I want to say that it launches you. We go in and we get filled up, and then we get launched out again with excitement. It gives us excitement, but it launches us back out again.
Well, and who is that?
Rosaline Rhodes.
Oh, thank you, Rosaline. It does. It's a great way to launch yourself because you're in that energy. But what about even in this call? When you see 15 other people on this call rather than 3, what goes through for all of you? What happens energetically? What's your thoughts? Anybody, somebody that hasn't had a chance to speak yet.
It pumps you up. It makes you really want to learn more and do more. And the one thing I love about just seeing seeing the excitement is you just know that you're going to go somewhere with the people that you're seeing. So you get to connect. You feel like family.
Yeah. It's funny. You didn't hear the last thing. Patty definitely has a lot of the answers for this. I just said somebody who hasn't spoken yet, but you missed that part. Bonnie, what were you going to say?
Just going to say the synergy of a group, because everyone is enthusiastic in like the same direction, and then it's like multiplied.
And how about social proof? If there's a lot of people on this call, does it give you confidence it's worth being on? Anybody ever think about that? It's a psychological thing, behind, it's unconscious. But you see all those people and you figure, I must be in the right place at the right time. Look at how many other people are doing this call with me. And so with that, I want to add one other thing. The idea, 2 things. One is that social proof, so that if you can have, more people live on a call, it really benefits not only you, but everybody else. And I'm going to give you a saying that we've said for years, is 2 things. Either the meeting needs you or you need the meeting. So the meeting needs you is we want your energy. I'm bringing a guest on and I want them to see who we are. I want them to see our culture. I want them to see our spread of ages. I want them to see all that. And if everybody doesn't come on, because I've been to that call before, I've heard that Take Healthy Back, I've been on the Tuesday nights, I don't need it. I'm going to guarantee you right now that meeting needs you and your energy to help with the validation, the excitement, and the synergy. Now, sometimes you need the meeting. You're feeling a little down and you're just thinking, I got too many no's. I got too many no's. If I get on that meeting, maybe something will happen. And then you hear Patty, who's so experienced, say, I just had a ton of no's. And you're going, oh, it's not just me. So you need the meeting. But guess what? If Patty doesn't come on because she already knows all this stuff, then you don't get what Patty has. So you either need the meeting or the meeting really needs you. And I want to take that into consideration. If you are planning on building a large business or making more than just $500 a month, these are some principles that are really important for you to understand and to make sure that you're emulating that for your team. And everything else has actually been said by all of you. Eric Worre talks about having a sense of community when you're at the meeting with other people. And of course, we're hoping that we can go in October. And the other thing, when I talked about the meeting needs you and you need the meeting, you need to lead by example. So Patty is on this call every week. There she is. I was going to say she just changed her position on the Hollywood Squares. She's on this call every week. Guess what? Her team looks up to her and says, man, Patty's on it. My leader's on this every week. There must be something important here to be said. So again, if you're going to lead your team, you really need to lead by example. That's going to be really important. And continue to keep inviting your folks to this event and any other event that you think is worthwhile. Now I'm going to ask another question. What do you think is the difference between promoting for an event or building for an event? Anybody have any ideas there? And hopefully somebody that hasn't had a chance to speak yet. Difference between building and promoting. And I know you new people, welcome to the call, Ricky. I wish I could see you. You're so much fun, but it's okay.
I'm still eating my breakfast. I didn't know if you guys want to watch me eat, so.
We do. We want to watch you eat.
No, you don't.
Anybody understand what they think is the difference between building for an event and inviting for an event? Okay, Morgan.
I can go.
Yeah, go, Holly.
I think when you're building for events, there is a stream of communication and relationship that has built up where people start to understand you're passionate, you're serious, you're a resource, you care about them, that this is something that you're known for. You're known for helping people with their health,
Okay.
and just encouraging them. And then promoting the event is, oh my gosh, we've got Dr. Phillips coming to town and you won't believe how awesome he is. And I think you would love it because you've already established a relationship and you're not just touching out of the blue.
Yeah. And that was a great example, Holly. And some other things that you can do for a big event coming up is you can put some intrigue. Oh my gosh, my favorite doctor is going to be speaking October 10th. That's all you say. My favorite athlete is going to be demonstrating something on such and such a day. Oh, you don't even put the flyer up yet. If you can even start in advance with a save the date, you think about TV commercials and billboards that used to do that. That's just a really great technique to get people curious, intrigued, in the energy. What you were talking about, Holly, is when you say, oh my gosh, you got to hear this doctor. He's so great. You could hear the passion in your voice. Mm-hmm. You fall into the contagion that Holly has. That's part of the promoting. Anybody else?
And I think part of the building too is if you have things like salad in a jar parties and healthy living parties and yoga in the park or Zoom calls, when you've got that rapport and they're already in the habit of going, oh, what's next? Then it's a lot easier to get people into the big events who are already in the habit of touching base on some of the smaller events.
Yeah, that's great. Anybody else? Any last comments? Morgan, remind me what your baby's name is. She's so cute.
All right, I'm mute. Her name's Olive.
Olive. Okay, God, she's just so, you just want to go.
She's Nikki.
Hi, Olive. Hi, Olive. She's smiling.
she's teething, so she's chewing on some keys right now.
Oh, that sounds delicious. Maybe this time she's going to be one of those that leads people to the keys to the future. It could be-
Ooh, that's a good one.
She knows the important things in life. All right. Well, we are at 10:50.
Yeah.
Hi, somebody else want to say something?
I wanted to say something real quick. Kirsten, I think, forwarded a video or something from a rep that talked about how she handled no's. And that was really helpful because often I'm hesitant to get on the phone because if they say no, you know, that's one thing, but then what do I say? What do I, you know, how do I end that? And how do I end it with an invitation to possibly reconnect, you know? So I really appreciated that she sent that and hearing what that gal shared.
So what did you learn from that, Stephanie? Let's see, what did you learn? So somebody says no, what did you learn to do?
Well, it was a reminder that, you know, everybody gets a no, and just to handle it with kind of an ease and a grace with yourself, that it's not something like I did wrong.
Right.
And that just to handle it in a more light way.
So I love, number one, we're not necessarily hearing what to say to that person, but I love where this message was for you, Stephanie, where it landed about giving ourselves grace first.
Right.
We can't come from a place of abundance if we're saying, oh my God, in the back of our heads, we're thinking, what did I do wrong? She's not coming to this event. It must be all about me. You can't even come up with something graceful if you're not for saying, okay, this is about her. She's not interested right now. But some answers that I would give is that, you know, I understand that now is not the time for you. Is there any other ways that I can support you on your health journey? What if we just ended, is there any other ways that I can support you, or what would support look like for you to be on a health journey if it weren't with Juice Plus, or if it weren't at this event, or whatever? That could be another response. And anybody have anything else to say? And of course, I'm assuming you're very clear on why she said no, because that would be one of my first questions. I'm curious, you know, why Juice Plus is not for you. Now, not to come to the event, but no for now. And she said, well, I just don't think I can't afford it or whatever. If you haven't had that conversation, there's nowhere to address it. But I would just make sure you had everything addressed when you got that no, so that you can find out how you do need to support that. All right, good. All right, everybody's got their cats back in their homes. Heidi's was missing for several hours. And we all know how to handle no's, and we all know how to promote and build for events. Let's go out and do it. Check what's going on for the next 2 weeks. Find an event that you can get passionate about and invite to that event. Hi, Ricky. Nice to see you.
Can I offer one thing quickly, Nikki?
Yes, yes.
If you're staying in the positive, I heard a really great training this morning from Tony Robbins that was just incredible. And he talked about positivity being an intelligence. And when I think of that, it makes me, and thinking about events, it makes me think about the energy that we bring before we even send the invitation, and being in the energy of yes ourselves, and having that expectancy of yes, but the grace if they say no.
Yeah.
And I just feel like being in that energy, I know I've seen the difference. So it is so powerful to be in that better, more positive energy, positive, intelligent energy of yes.
And
having grace if they say no.
You know what a great way is? We always say don't be attached to the outcome. And if we're looking for a yes, we're attached to a yes. But what if you went in with the energy of this call is going to happen in the right and perfect way? Like whatever the outcome is of this call, it's going to be the right and perfect way. And what if you went into every call like that? I know that this call is going to end in the right and perfect way. So that you're not attached to the yes or no, you're just attached to the connection. All right.
Love that.
Yeah. Okay. Everybody have a great week. Tomorrow night, Tuesday, we have a great call on how to read reports. Oh no, sorry, with Patty and Kirsten. Oh my gosh, Patty, can you give us a one-liner on what we should expect from this call? We are excited about Tuesday night's call.
The energy is going to be there, you guys. You don't want to miss it. It's going to be bringing on new distributors, taking them to Partner Plus, and then the QSC and beyond.
Got to be on that call, everybody. We're looking forward to the some lives from you and Kirsten, hopefully. Love you guys. Have a great week.
All right, thank you.